Hey, it's the Essay Library Jam. I have just 48 hours to make a video. It's actually 24 because I'm busy on Sunday, and the prompt is journey. Journey, journey. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is all about going on a journey. Lots of journeys really, all across the roads and cities of Europe. But there's something interesting about these roads compared to something like the skies of Flight Simulator. In Flight Simulator it's all real, right? It's our planet on a 1-to-1 scale. You can even find your house in-game if you want. Flight Simulator gets as close to the simulation aspect as possible. Everything about how the plane works, how the plane reacts with the wind and, the ground, it's all reasonably accurate. In Euro Truck Simulator 2, these roads aren't real. This is not a 1-to-1 scale of Europe, it's a miniaturized version. Driving from Aberdeen to Istanbul will not take you the 40 hours it would take in real life. Indeed, most of the roads you'll find in real life are absent from Euro Truck Simulator 2. Even the cities, if I wanted to travel to a particular city, if I wanted to travel to Bristol, let's say, well, I couldn't. Bristol is not real. Consume taka taka. But obviously this isn't like a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing for two reasons. One, Euro Truck Simulator is not taking its simulator part of the name as seriously as Flight Simulator is. The driving is pretty accurate, I think, but the main thing Euro Truck Simulator 2 wants to do is sell you on the fantasy. Euro Truck Simulator 2 offers a romanticized version of driving a haulage truck. It essentially cuts out the worst parts. It cuts out the long hours, the uncomfortable sleeps, and this isn't really a joke, this is serious, the amphetamine usage. This video is taking a sinister turn and there's nothing I can do about it because I need to be in bed by 10. In the same way that your job is boring and sucks and has things that you don't like about it, truck drivers also have a lot of bad things to put up with. If your desk job has mouse and activity tracking software, for example, you probably have a little more in common with a truck driver than you might think. Electronic logbooks are a staple on all trucks now, monitoring every minute of your day. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is, understandably, trying to present the version of this without the rough edges, and so the roads are shorter and the cities are more streamlined. There's also time to consider, right? Like if you actually want to drive from London to Birmingham, that is legitimately going to take you over 3 hours. Hold your giggles, Americans. Oh, 3 hours, that's my daily commute. Shut up. The long drives in Euro Truck Simulator 2 do provide moments of quiet contemplation that make up a surprising amount of its DNA, but they can't be too long before they just get boring. In Flight Simulator, you can speed up your long stints in the sky or, go and eat lunch. You can't really do that in this game. You'd essentially end up with desert bus, nothing but a long, open road. And the thing is, these roads might not be real, but they still feel authentic, right? These look like the English roads that I, myself, a fleshy human being who's definitely not a robot, has driven on. I think it's probably the road signs that do it for me. These road signs are incredibly accurate. These are not UK developers, and yet it's clear that a lot of research, care, and attention to detail has gone into these signs. It's hard to describe, but the roads just feel right. The terrain and motorway barriers and dreariness just screams England in the best possible way. I do wonder if that's the case for your country, if you live in France or Bulgaria or Turkey, or indeed if you've played the game's overseas sibling. I can only assume the same level of care has gone into these countries as well, to the point where if you've played this game, you've likely not even thought about how none of these roads are actually their real-life counterparts. So it kind of makes sense that this is what Euro Truck Simulator 2 is. It sacrifices a little bit of authenticity in some areas while boosting it in others. And Euro Truck Simulator 2 does this in acknowledgement of a singular truth. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is a video game. It's a video game like all the other video games in that it's engaging, it has game design behind it. It turns all of this mundanity, being a simple cog in the machine of society, and makes it a transcendent web of decision making. Do you stop here or do you stop here? What city do you want to deliver to? How do you actually cross a roundabout if you've not done it before? These may seem like simple things, but because they're so simple, they matter a lot more. And when things aren't happening, what do you do? Do you think about life? Do you catch up on your favourite podcasts? Do you just watch the road ahead of you? These roads may not be real, but it doesn't make the journeys you take on them any less meaningful.